Hello everyone, I'm Mamba King, and welcome to the Mamba Den. In this battle, the Dwarfs have entered Athelloren to settle an ancient grudge. Will they succeed where their ancestors failed? Let's find out. I'm going to play Wood Elves more aggressively than usual, so starting at the right flank, hidden in the trees, are the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, Wild Riders with shields. They'll be perfect for getting into the back lines, taking out any artillery, which I'm sure there will be lots of. Here, we have the Firebark Elders, Treekin monstrous units. And leading the army, we have the mighty Durthu, the greatest of the forest spirits. Heading up the center is my infantry line, starting with two groups of Eternal Guards with shields. Above them is the Forest Dragon, and a Great Eagle. Below the Eagle are the Regiment of Renown Winterheart Guards, Eternal Guards with shields. And on the left flank, hidden in the trees, are the Wardens of Sithrol, Wildwood Rangers. And lastly, we have the Wild Riders with shields. Now for the Dwarfs, they have a generic lord leading the army. Beside him are organ guns. Along with are the Iron Drakes, the flamethrower variant. And some bolt throwers. And behind them are some hammerers. In the center are the Hammerers' Regiment of Renown, the Peak Gate Guard. Supporting them are more Iron Drakes, Trollhammer Torpedo, and Flamethrower variant. Behind are some regular Dwarf Warriors, and backing them up are Rangers. The left flank consists of Grudge Throwers, and two more units of organ guns, backed up with some Dwarf Warriors. As you can see, the Dwarfs have gone heavy on artillery and firepower, literally. So let's see if I've got what it takes to defend Athelloren. Okay, so today, my strategy was to have the center move up. They were going to take most of the artillery fire until I could meet with the dwarf front line. And my units on the flanks, I wanted to stay hidden in the trees to prevent them from being attacked, so that I could get as much use out of them as possible. Now the terrain naturally gave me a bit of protection. I had a bit of an advantage with the hill. The dwarves were lined up in a bit of a gully, so they had to fire over the hill, so that meant my infantry could actually do rather well. Here you can see that I wanted to quickly shut down this artillery unit. But I didn't want them to get caught in the Dwarf Warriors. And, of course, the Iron Drakes started shooting. So, I needed to get them out of there. I needed to keep them moving. And of course, unlike last time, trying to remember not to forget about them. Keep them moving, in and out, in and out. But their main focus was artillery. I wanted to hurt the artillery as much as I could. Now, the only issue I was really facing here was that my front lines hadn't met with the dwarf front lines, so I had no way of keeping their units busy for my riders to keep attacking and harassing. And I've been continually challenging myself to use, to try not to use the pause, but for one, I think pause is kind of cheating. You know, because you're stopping everything from moving, so you can focus on doing more things at once. So as you can see, I forgot that unit in the trees, and needed to get my front lines moving up. I had them just sitting there, but they were sitting there relatively safe, so not too bad. However, I noticed my riders were definitely starting to take a beating by now. And because of that, I knew I had to bring in my eagle, bring in my dragon, to tie down the units so that my cavalry would hopefully not get too much damage, because they were getting just too tied down, too caught. Now if you're thinking, but Mamba King, you forgot your Firebark Elder's treekin back in the forest. I was actually holding them back there on purpose. I wanted to save them for later in the game. First of all, I didn't want the artillery to do a lot of damage to them. And second of all, I just wanted to keep them more for the later end of the battle, to have a strong unit to come and bash the dwarves around. Here, I summoned a manticore to also help tie down the Dowie and get some free help in the battle. And now that my infantry have also joined the fray, all their units are tied down, except for those pesky artillery. Now, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know, how would you have done this build differently? Would you have done what I did, not taking any range? Going so aggressive was... Because this is my first time not actually taking any range units for the Wood Elves, because of course they're good at range. Yeah, I just thought I wanted to do this differently. I wanted to go on in. Especially, I had a good suspicion that the Dowie would bring a lot of artillery. And of course being weak to fire, so I wanted to get in nice and close. And here I summoned a fresh manticore to tie up that artillery. Oh man, that fire. They were really hard to get rid of. It seemed like I kept chasing them, attacking them. They'd get chased off, and then they'd come back and start shooting at my guys again. So they were frustrating. And of course the Rangers were peppering my armies with their archer fire. Oh man, those Iron Drakes. They were my biggest issue. I probably should have done a better job taking them out, but yeah, I think finally, yeah, there we go. Finally bringing in the Fireborn to go after their Rangers. And I'm amazing how I just started to pull ahead. We were just neck and neck this whole battle. They will die! And, you know, Durthu's definitely bringing the pain. The dragon has done pretty well. Pretty much full health. And in come the Fireborn. Rangers doing a little bit of damage, but not too bad. Oh, I think we got a Dragon Fire Breath. Yep. Oh. And a charge. Iron Drakes are... I was surprised at how much it took to get rid of those guys. And here I was just, since all the units are engaged, I wanted to check the map, see if any of my own units had regrouped and was ready to come back into the fight, and there was a few. Of course they weren't going to do too much, but every little bit helps. This battle was definitely intense to play. Blasted Iron Drakes. They had too many of them. I hate those guys. Every time I thought I got rid of them, they came right back. Now, one thing I was thinking is I might have waited a little too long to bring in the Fireborn, but when I look at what I brought compared to what the Dwarfs brought, I think I did not too bad. I mean, you can tell this is like a really slow grind of a battle. There weren't going to be much units left at the end of this. Even if the Dowie win, they're gonna suffer huge losses. And same goes for me, although I probably I didn't really have that many units. I kind of went strong, you know, strong aggressive, so. Whereas the Dowie were very ranged focused. And no matter how hard I tried, I could not break them. And that's the good thing about the Dwarves. They're so hard to break. They've got so much morale. They're just so damn stubborn. But this battle was so much fun. I loved it. And I really like, you know, when I do battles, I love it when I can kind of have some sort of a story. Makes the battle that much more meaningful when it has a story to go along with it. So, you know, if you guys have some sort of story that you'd like played out in a battle, leave me a comment. I'd love to set something like that up. Yeah, it just makes it that much more fun. And speaking of balance of power, I noticed... Oh, ouch. I noticed how I would creep up, and then somehow the Dwarfs would bring it back down, and I'd push it back up in my favor. This was very grindy. And still, those damn Iron Drakes. They just don't get the message. Gotta send the dragon to give them the message. And poor Durthu gave it his all, but he just wasn't strong enough to pull it through. So we got my Fireborn, got my dragon, and that's it. That is all I have on the field. And I just kept taking my dragon and chasing off the units that keep coming back. And I know the balance of power is in my favor, but I was worried at this point. Because unless I could take out their lord, I was not going to win this. And now my Fireborn Treekin are grouping. Nope, they're retreating. Okay. So, my dragon's on his own. Hopefully the tree king can come back. Don't really seem to be running away, just around in a circle, so. It's down to my dragon to get it done. Squeak it through, squeak it through! Give them the fury of Athaloran. Alright, Fireborn Treekin coming back. But unfortunately there were too many dwarfs. Artillery was doing nothing, so that was good, but oh man, my dragon, no! My dragon's wavering! Take out the Lord! Come on! You can do it! Those treekin look so cool with the fire on them. I love them. We're so close. Blast you, Dowie! Die! And my dragon is gone. Whew, that was a hard one. And my first loss on the channel, so you can't win everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Vampire Coast is coming in just a few days, and I'm super excited. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I enjoy interacting with my audience and love to hear feedback, so constructive criticism is welcome. I'm always trying to improve. Anyways, thanks for coming. I'm Mamba King, and remember,